had enough rushing.
You've had enough rushing for today?
Yeah.
You want to tell me a little bit about that?
Oh, it's just one of those, like, it wasn't even a full...
No, it's an SNL mic. No, SCTV.
I was going to say it wasn't an SCTV because it didn't really involve music. Whereas I feel like when we make those comparisons, we have to be, like, running around from studio to studio doing, like, recording, then podcasting, then whatever it is. Today was just more of a, like, in the heat, I just run...
Heat of the moment?
In the heat of the moment and in the heat of this city, I run about an hour slow or something. I'm just like...
Well, you kind of like go Cuban.
Yeah, I
like,
just like...
You probably need
it
a little
tranquilo.
siesta.
Tranquilo.
Yeah, tranquilo, exactly.
But just get rid of this. Oh, Stranglehold here.
Let's talk about it.
He's
on the main line
He
here?
sent me... No, he's not. He's not on the main line. He's not calling in to line one. Give my playlist a listen.
Nice.
He says, and it's called Let Me Eat.
Okay.
And it's...
Gotta know.
It's actually a Beatles solo... Beatles solo song playlist.
That sounds right up our alley.
Stranglehold Spotify user. Stranglehold.
That's a huge move.
Yeah.
That's like, that's like...
He's got a...
That's like Deep Throat coming out. Like, and we know he's real.
Yeah, this...
you
picture's like a kind of a caveman style guy, like gnawing on a femur bone.
I don't know. I don't know if you posted the rare sighting of Stranglehold in the flesh.
I did. Yeah. I also have heard more about that around town, but I refuse to talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah,
because he's a dear friend of mine.
Yeah, of course.
And
I will say right now, though, he was on form, a gentleman, and a great hang the whole night. So I'm just, I'm going to kind of put that kind of, just in case anyone was thinking it was any other thing. I just want to say that right now.
Well, he's one of the, in my opinion, one of the top
hangs
I've met.
Top what?
People I've met in this town.
Would you rank him top 5?
Hangability very high.
Very, very
with
high.
Mike. Yeah.
Except very rare instances on a pool table.
Occasionally, he can get to that point. Here's what I'll say, and he'd probably agree. Guy like Mike, and I say guy like Mike because everybody listening to this right now knows a guy like this.
Yeah.
That if you start drinking with them, crack your first beer together, you can have 10, 15, 20, as long as you're on the same page,
100%.
It's a wonderful night.
Yeah.
But if you meet up with them and he's about 10 ahead, pretty hard to link in and lock in with him.
You kind of need to be kind of synced. It's like having a synced period.
Yeah.
You kind of just need to be fully in moon
A
cycle.
lot of the nights you may or may not be referring to, as far as I recall, he showed up raring to go. And, I was just sipping an espresso, and he'd come from drinking a 2.6 of vodka on a pitch and putt course kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
Anyway, this is really great content. Mike Stranglehold has made a Beatles solo, and it's very short. These are his favorite Beatles solo.
Send it to me. I'll send it to the patrons right now.
But I'll just list it off right now.
Oh, okay. Let's do that. No, not waste more time. That's a good idea, yeah.
We've got, kicking it off with Instant Karma.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Ooh You from McCartney. Great tune. From the first McCartney album. Sue Me, Sue You Blues. George Harrison.
Kind of sounds like a bluesy number.
Living in the Material World. Great album.
Interesting.
Yeah. Gimme Some Truth. John Lennon. Kind of political take. Didn't think Mike went for
Well, I mean, that can be taken both ways, that song.
Yeah.
That could really go kind of lobster incel.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Junk classic on everybody's list.
That's on everyone. And those who know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Cold Turkey, great pick. Haven't talked much about it.
Dark vibes, though. Well, did the Johnny Depp one or?
No, it's actually, he must have had to dig pretty deep to find this. It's Cold Turkey, but it is the ultimate mix.
Oh, okay.
Which we know is Giles Martin and Trevor from Space Hog. 100%. When it says ultimate.
Yeah.
Where the fuck do they get off calling that the ultimate mix?
His body's not even cold.
Better than the Phil Spector, Jeff Emmerich mix.
Yeah, apparently.
Ultimate.
Yeah.
That one's okay.
We were feeling pretty good about it at the time.
Yeah.
We might redo it, but
we'll
have to, the hell freezes over mix.
That mix that George Martin and Alan Parsons did of Abbey Road, it's okay.
Yeah.
This one is the ultimate.
Yeah.
Mix.
And you know what the best thing about it is? None of them are around to defend themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh man, I'll tell you, if this guy from Space Hog comes on, we're gonna have to delete all.
I want to hear Parsons chime in.
He's around, right?
Yeah, he's around. John Leckie's around. There's a couple of T-Boy Tay-Pops still kicking, making really important records.
How come he doesn't remix some of this shit? Couldn't be bothered.
I mean, that's a question for Alan Parsons and Alan Parsons alone. Since, he kind of, maybe when he went the Pink Floyd route, it kind of, maybe there's Gilmour doesn't want him to work with another top 3 band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's you need to pick your poison. Mm-hmm. John Leckie's different because he was around for those, but he's done he's still he did a lot of XTC and stuff, but he also did My Morning Jacket records, Stone Roses' first album. He's still making stuff now to a top, kind of relevant indie music.
Yeah.
So it's a bit different with him. I'd like to know his opinion. He's the
All
one
I know
who
is that George Martin would not approve of a lot of this. His own father. I'm quite sure. What better way to get back at Dad than to ruin all the music he made?
It's possible that
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand. It could
Fuck
be
you,
Freudian.
Dad. Yeah. See what you think of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm turning that guitar solo down where you turned it up.
I was thinking that there's one band I was thinking about because I'm playing a festival tomorrow. And the last time I was out that way playing a festival, we were playing on the same bill as, much further down the bill, by the way, as Soundgarden.
Wow.
And
wow.
Rip Cornell. It was, it was probably the year prior to him dying. And I was thinking, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame yet. And now with Grohl doing the kind of making rock and roll, there's a couple of different ways to look at it because I'm still thinking about this. Mm-hmm. It's not gone. I know we're back to ranking. This is a ranking podcast. I know that. Mm-hmm. But we always do a little kind of State of the Union kind of slice of life thing at the start. I'm just wondering, it's like trying to get a lot of those grunge acts into the classic rock canon.
You think he is?
Well, I think that's
or is he trying to make sure that he's the only one of those?
Well, no, because Green Day there's a couple of other ones. Pearl Jam.
I can't fucking believe that Green Day's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I know they're a big band. They had a lot of hits and stuff. That's weird to me. I know they're a big band, but there's no way that Green Day. Actually, they probably do have more hits than Motorhead, I guess, or have sold more records.
I don't know, man. I'm still not sure. Do you want to go through it again? The most nominated artists that aren't in it? I can go through it. It's interesting. Because you have to get nominated, right? So people, let's have a look. See if there's anyone here that Chic not being in it's very interesting to me. Because I guess disco isn't included in classic rock, but I guarantee the Bee Gees are in.
I'm just messaging Stranglehold quickly and just asking him the context of this playlist.
Yeah,
just to explain.
Chuck Willis.
Bee Gees are obviously.
Well, you would assume so. So Chic should be right, but they're not.
But they have like rock stuff too, kind of.
What, like Massachusetts?
Yeah, well, pop rock.
It's Chic.
To Love Somebody.
MC5, not in it.
Chic?
I guess that would be like a sort of, that's quite subversive MC5, but it's rocking.
Stranglehold, I just asked him, what's the context of your playlist here? Is this your Beatles solo music top list? And he just went, ha, 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 ha. So there's something here I'm missing out on.
Are they all the songs about food, maybe?
Yeah, because it's called Let Me Eat.
Cold Turkey.
Oh, yeah. But, why is Give Me Some Truth about food?
Give Me Some Food? Look at the lyrics.
He just
maybe
says it's his lost Beatles album.
Give Me Some Truth. Let's look at the lyrics.
No.
Junk could be junk food.
Yeah,
we've done this on the pod before.
Yeah, I know we have. Yeah, no, come on. No, Photograph, Backseat of My Car.
Well,
Jealous Guy.
You could be getting Backseat of My Car. Could be Takeout.
Yeah.
Jealous Guy, Jealous the pie. Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
I mean,
another day. Yeah. Every day she takes her morning. There's probably some breakfast lines in that. Yeah.
I think there's a really good Johnny.
Oh,
Depp
I get it
cover
now.
of
No, I get it now. It's
Give Me
all.
Some
Wait a
Truth.
minute. I can't figure that. He's drunk.
Okay. Well, let's not let anyone know what time of day it is right now that we're filming. We're making this.
Well, but to be fair, it's hot as hell, and all you can do is drink beer.
100%. I agree.
We're drinking Red Stripe here.
I'm putting a big spread on for you tonight.
Well, you do. I mean, the stuff you do in here is some of the greatest. I'm going to be quite honest with you.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I would expect you to be no other way.
I have. I lived in Vancouver for.
Graham Parsons not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Link Gray not in.
He's kind of more of a founding father, but yeah.
Okay, anyway, Beck was nominated this year. Because
it started in like 88.
Do you know,
90s are the only ones people care about, it seems like. Is Todd
Sound okay, here's who's been nominated since Grohl was on the committee. Mm-hmm. Jane's Addiction, Soundgarden, Dave Matthews, and Beck.
Jane's Addiction is very weird to me.
Yeah. Like Bad Brains are in, really weird. I mean, like
Jane's Addiction is I mean, I know they're a classic band, but there's no compare Motorhead, Thin Lizzy, yeah. Okay, I have a question for you. Is Todd Rundgren in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I'd like to know that.
He's got to be.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here. Sorry, you were going to talk about how good I am at cooking.
I was saying that in my time in Vancouver, and I don't care who's listening to this, okay? I have been invited over for a meal.
Yeah.
I can count it on one hand.
Yeah.
People's places. How many times have people been over to my apartment? Hundreds. Always have, you know what I mean?
Well, that's kind of your Latin edge, though.
Yeah.
You can
I like to host. I like to host.
Yeah.
But let me say, I've been here many times for food, and you always put out an amazing spread, and cheers to you. I appreciate that.
Really appreciate it. Well, you know what? It's a combination of things. One, I had some stuff that needs to be eaten, and I don't like things going to waste in the fridge.
Yeah.
And it's some stuff, it's a bit of a spread. It'll last for the next couple of days, even though I'm going away tomorrow, actually, I realize. But Todd Rundgren was inducted last year by none other than Patti Smith.
Oh, yeah.
But Rundgren did not appear at the proceedings. This is nice.
Nice.
Because having said that would be hypocritical due to his persistent indifference towards the institution.
Nice.
That's like The Cure. Wasn't
and
that
Dolly
there?
Parton.
Yeah.
All the cool people seem to feel that way.
Yeah.
Steve Miller, he called it out.
He's cool.
He showed up, but he made a big speech about what a joke it is.
Well, they wouldn't put his band in or something.
And he also was like, this is a joke.
You know who also got in the same year as Rundgren?
Who?
Foo Fighters and Jay-Z.
Okay. But Jay-Z it's that other category, right?
No, Jay-Z will get in because it's more just about a state of mind, right? Rock isn't about
yeah, I see.
It's who owns these signifiers, right? Mm-hmm. And it's fine, but
so okay, is somebody
Kraftwerk in?
What about Whitney Houston?
She's probably in. That's what I mean. It's weird that she can't in. Why wouldn't they be in if the Go-Go's are in it?
Yeah,
or Motorhead, like you say. Just put.
Well, I don't even know Motorhead that well, but I know that in the rock stratosphere,
they're
and it is very respected.
Yeah,
you go around the Sunset Strip, Lemmy is king.
Oh my God. The Rainbow
King. That's a Motorhead bar now.
Yeah. Basically,
they got that statue of him there.
Yeah,
I mean, he's the rock and roll icon guy
in terms of hired guns style of person.
Tragic death. He's got it all.
I'm still fired up about this documentary.
Which one?
The Hired Guns one.
Oh, yeah.
Because now I see it everywhere. Something I've been meaning to talk about on the pod for ages, and I think I've brought it up before. I think it first came up with the Rubin McCartney 3-2-1 thing is just how truly funny it is every single time someone has to be within music has to be filmed listening and appraising music.
Yeah.
How like you like if anyone I know listens to music, they just listen to it. But as soon as a camera's on them, they start doing like really weird things, like to prove, like to as a spectacle, how earnestly they are listening to it. And
we probably do it when we're listening on the Zoom episodes.
No. These guys, they're like closing their eyes, like they're sort of like gyrating, moving around, kind of bending their backs.
The earnestness is the worst. It kills me.
Yeah.
It kills me in live performance. It kills me in music criticism.
Yeah.
Like when I see a band go on stage and kind of say, it's just, wow, just to be here is just, it's so special tonight. And this is such a
You all look beautiful.
This is such a beautiful room, and it's just a complete privilege and honor to be here. And this is a song about fatherhood.
Nice.
It's about growing up.
Yeah.
And then they tell the story about how they wrote it and stuff, and I just want to blow my fucking brains out.
Yeah. I mean, I want to take out as many people as I can in that situation.
This happened. I hate. Okay.
Don't name the names.
I'm not going to name names.
Because this is a Wednesday one. This is normally we reserve this for the.
I was at a concert recently. I'm not going to say what concert it was.
Please don't.
But
tell me after.
The opening act.
Tell me after.
The opening act were an earnest
folkies
group of folky young men.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, was it painful. Yeah. And the banter in particular. And let me just say that the headlining act went on. Older men, just a delight. Cracking jokes, entertaining.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned a valuable lesson that day.
That night.
Keep your mouth shut on stage unless you're going to say something funny or something that is important to know about the song.
I think that's kind of like, isn't that what I don't know, like Bambi says in
Bambi?
Yeah. Like if you ain't got nothing nice, flower, I think, or whatever.
I truly believe that. Nice. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I do believe that with
Disney
people.
kind of motif.
Well, yeah, golden rule, sure.
Golden rule.
I love all that kind of stuff. But in the case of being, for those of you out there, I hate to call you out, whoever you are, but if you have the urge on stage to tell people the story about where the song came from and how you were feeling when you wrote it.
Oh, damn.
I'm sorry. Nobody cares.
Listen, when I was going through my kind of like Holden Caulfield, like, depressed 18-year-old phase, I lived by that rule. I was like so bleak on stage. Very like K Records, Saddle Creek, kind of like, woe is me,
Right.
Manic pixie girlfriend kind of vibes for sure. A lot of kind of Cardigans, just for about a 6-month period.
Yeah.
Kind of a Lou Barlow.
Yeah.
Taking it too far though.
Yeah. Right.
And then I started, lifting shit.
Right.
And just kind of worked my way out of it. Went more into a Maskus world for a bit.
Yeah.
And then came right out of that and was more into like, I want to be in the Strokes. I just had a little window there where I was a little bit too depressed, you know what I mean? Which is how you should feel when you're an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
The unbearable lightness of being,
Yeah.
Or like one of those kind of like Dave Eggers books, kind of a McSweeney's style of depression. Mm-hmm. But no one should take that with them into their 20s.
And I don't mean to say you can't speak to the crowd. You can. But when it's a narcissistic thing you're saying where you're trying to make your song seem more important, you're not going to convince people it's good with the story. Play it, and if it's good, they're going to like it. That's it. That's 100%. All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
100%. I watched a great movie last night. Really fucking good movie. The Croupier.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Clive Owen.
Yeah. Never seen it before. Didn't really even know about it.
Low budget.
Phenomenal movie. Would urge anyone who hasn't seen it to watch it. Or really, if you've seen it, watch it again.
I've seen it about 10 times.
Well, I mean, you're like, as we know, more of a kind of auteur than me.
I went through a big phase where I really liked like gambling, like cards.
Noir.
Or like Rounders with Matt Damon and
it's good.
Edward Norton. Or
he's a
the
complicated
Cincinnati
fella.
Kid, Steve McQueen.
Yeah,
we'll keep
absolutely.
going here. What's the one with Mel Gibson on the riverboat where he's like a gambler?
I I don't know.
Oh, man, that one's good. Yeah.
I'm going to look it up here because I've got a computer because we're going to be doing some data entry.
That one's really, like, cheesy and... Maverick.
I think I might watch that tonight.
Yeah, you'd like that. You'd really like it.
Let's see who we got in this. We got Mel Gibson, Jodie Foster.
Maybe I want to say, who's the guy? Oh shit! Danny Glover.
No, we got James.
Oh no, I'm thinking
Garner.
of Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, you're thinking of Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. James Garner and James
Garner
yeah.
plays his dad.
Yeah. Oh, you mean he plays? He plays Marshall. Let's have a look.
Oh shit! I think it just gave the ending away.
Oh, he's not. You're not meant to know
turns
that.
out to be his dad.
Oh, nice. Kind of like Croupier.
Yeah.
Gave that one away too.
Yeah.
You know what I liked in Croupier?
Mm-hmm.
That, he was kind of like he was a noir character with almost like a Russell Hoban style relationship with his art, which is kind of, it really reminded me of like the Medusa Frequency or like the line of Joachim Boaz and Boaz Joachim, like those kind of books, that era, or like Kleinzeit, great books by Russell Hoban, where it's like a guy trying to find a way to be an artist, and he finds it by like, well, in the Medusa Frequency, he like finds like Orpheus's head in a thrift shop, and like this guy's like talking to him and being like, yeah, no, I'm like, I can help you write, and in that he kind of like, he's living in a basement, and he's not really in love with the girl he's with, and he has to become someone in Croupier, like to be able to write, and it's all very kind of juvenalia, and I really like it.
Yeah, and he writes the book anonymously.
Yeah, and he's got that kind of also like that. Yeah, it's very like Holden Caulfield, Hemingway energy, because he brings up like the famous kind of Hemingway quote about like, everyone being broken, but they become strong in the broken places,
right? Except
for like the very brave, the young who die like unfairly. I loved it. There's one line that I thought was great, which I'm gonna live by, and I think anyone listening could live by it too if they're not already.
Yeah.
It's when he sells his car right at the start of the movie, and he says,
That's such a beautiful setup, man.
He says, because it rhymes, you see, so I have to think about it right.
He says something like,
hold tightly, give away lightly. It's something like that.
Right.
Hold tightly.
Because he lets him have it for next to nothing, right?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I really liked it.
He says, what's it worth to you, or whatever.
Yeah.
Sounds like a deal.
Hold tightly.
Yeah. As he's walking, it's like the voiceover.
He says, hold tightly, let go lightly.
Yeah.
It's something like that.
Right, something like that.
But I like it, because you kind of like, you could really interpret that in many different ways.
I love things like that are... I love that mentality with possessions, especially.
Sure.
There's who's that singer? God, we are blowing it today.
I don't know. I thought that was a really good bit that I just did there.
That was really funny.
Thanks.
Did you do that on purpose?
No.
Oh.
No, I really didn't remember.
Who's that kind of punk?
Nice. Henry Rollins.
No, it's a woman.
Patti Smith.
But same kind of New York. I want to say like Nikki something or Nancy.
Spungen. What era are we talking?
Like late 70s, 80s. Oh, God, I'm so blowing this. She was very
It's like charades. You should just do it as
very
charades.
Flamboyant, like wore lots of crazy clothes, kind of a punk, glammy, blonde.
Debbie Harry.
No. She had a stage name. Oh, God.
I don't know, like Wendy O or something?
Blonde. Why am I thinking like Blondie something or like Okay. Anyway, I'm blowing this.
Okay, right on. Good
But
one though.
we're both
I
doing
actually have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, you'd know her name.
CBGB's energy?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let's just Google this here.
But she had this wonderful quote because she had like an amazing wardrobe, right?
Sure, like a Lionel Richie in a wardrobe style wardrobe.
No, like of clothing.
Okay.
And hear me out on this. And she said that in my life, if anybody ever complimented a piece of clothing I had, I give it to them immediately.
Okay.
And I try to abide by that. I always thought that was really neat. Because if somebody, and then they'll always be like, oh, they'll love you for giving them some cool shirt or whatever it is. And she said, I can always get another one, whatever it is. So I try to do that.
Isn't that a bit like...
I've done it many times.
That's what Luke's been doing.
Yeah, Luke lives by that as well, very much so. But if somebody says to you, try it sometime, like gives you that look and they say, I really love that shirt or that jacket, give it to them and you'll see how much they love you for that and how good it feels as well.
Now we're kind of going full circle from earlier on. We were talking, because I always think about the Gertrude Stein quote when Hemingway in The Movable Feast talks about when he first moved to Paris in the 1920s, that she said, you can only afford to buy art or clothes.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, probably clothes was the wrong option at that point, living in like 20s Paris. But, I kind of think, you got to choose what your luxury item's going to be in your life.
Yeah.
Or, if you live in Vancouver at the, turn of the 21st century, it's gas. Yeah, exactly. Go get yourself a beer, Johnny. That's what I'm doing. Thinking I might even throw on the oven here, get these like Greek-style potatoes going. Johnny's not on the microphone lamenting the fact that he doesn't know this woman's name.
It'll come to me.
Well, I don't think anyone is judging you. And I imagine as a listener, it's kind of more like this is like Venn diagram gate from about episode 17 where I couldn't remember that word. It's probably like quite enjoyable to know the word.
What I will say is that the thing about...
If you know who he's talking about, send us a message.
Couple things here. First of all, about Croupier. Yeah. The only thing about it, I love it, James, but I watched it recently, and it does have a little bit of that corny 90s energy, where it's a little bit like voiceover, like trying to be cool.
The voiceover, but I would say that the
voiceover's noir, but...
It's noir,
but it's 90s noir, where it's kind of like the lines are a little bit too cool.
Okay, yeah, sure. Debonair.
Yeah, where it's like, you compare that to a classic. The classics don't seem... The 90s has an earnestness.
You're talking about like the Maltese Falcon.
Sure, or The Long Goodbye or any of those. Sure. But anyway...
Welcome to Impossible Way of Life, your Criterion.
Well, I'm really excited for when it becomes a film podcast, honestly.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about it.
Well, we're doing it.
Billy Hamilton here.
Yeah, I was going to say something about some patrons, and this is massive news. Yeah. You might not know it.
Please tell me.
And I'm talking maybe the biggest thing to ever happen to an Impossible Life patron. Okay?
Yeah.
As we speak.
Yes.
Legendary patron Cam Rutherford.
Yeah. I was wondering where he'd gone, actually. I guess I'm not on the Instagram anymore.
From England.
Yeah.
Is on Vancouver Island.
Fuck off.
Having a beer with Nevrock.
No. Oh, well, I guess like there is that could be scary, that, right? But there is actually a connection vaguely.
Well,
right?
I think his sister's getting married.
I think he's from here originally. He's with Nevrock.
And
that is a huge show me.
Look at this photo. Hashtag community.
Unbelievable.
Look at that.
I'm sickened to the core. I need to get, you know what? That makes me miss Instagram.
Yeah.
Because I've been living in this world.
Well, that's when it's a good, occasionally it reminds you that there's love in this world.
Well, I've been living in this world where, like, it's kind of Matrix level, where, like, you think you think the world is a certain way and certain things matter and people care about certain things. And then you, like, get off Instagram and it takes, it's like getting off drugs. Like, as someone who's, like, lost vast regions of their life to like benzodiazepine, like you sort of come out of those kind of like really nice kind of weird cloud worlds, and you're like, I don't really remember like 3 months of my life. Weird. Instagram, like leaving it took a while to reset my brain.
Yeah.
But you realize all these things that you think about, they're not real. And you put yourself in those chains, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So anyway, that is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if I can find some kind of healthy relationship with that kind of stuff. Unlikely. So continue to write me through our Patreon because I read all of those emails.
Yeah.
So
I'm doing my best to handle the...
I really appreciate it.
I have been, yeah.
I really appreciate that you're doing it because it's just not good for my brain.
It is hard to keep up, but I do... Also, we were invited to go to Seattle. Our friends in John...
You've lost it all, hey, today. It's really...
John Andrews.
Yeah.
And they were playing, and they said they'd roll out the red carpet for us if we wanted to drive
when
down.
Is
but it already happened. I couldn't make it. So,
well, you didn't tell me about it.
Well, it was like a day's notice. I did. No, you were busy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gone to that show. Yeah. I always think he's in a band called like Stephen Malcolmus and the Jicks. It's like John Andrews.
I get confused because we have another patron named John Lowell Anderson.
100%.
And John J. Andrews.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say this right now.
Yeah.
As I crack this red strap, I'm getting back online. This is too much for me to miss.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back on. I'm going to log in.
Get on.
Can't remember what the password is, but probably don't say it.
I've never even known it. You told me don't log out. You told me. So I didn't. So you're fucked now.
I'll have it somewhere. It's probably extremely hackable to anyone who really cares. It's probably like Manuel 666 or
Blues
something.
Man.
Blues Traveler.
Yeah,
exactly. So Billy Hamilton here says that he's often, major friend of the pod, often considered starting a podcast of his own on the pretense of the one bad song on an otherwise perfect record. Yeah. The worst song on your all-time favorite album, which is kind of like a point counterpoint to your idea of a perfect record.
Yeah.
And there's probably a lot more records that are like that.
Yeah.
The plan is to call it Everybody Has a Dream in reference to the last and only bad song on Billy Joel's The Stranger. I mean, that's...
If you say so, buddy.
If you say so, pal. I mean, yeah. And then maybe worth considering this one.
You should ask this guy we know to be on your podcast. His name's Alex Bleeker.
Yeah.
Knows everything about Billy Joel.
Yeah. Agrees with you about Oh Daddy.
Yes.
Great example of the concept.
Yeah, great.
And also would argue, as I have, although I know you feel very differently about it, that Lily Rosemary and the Jack of Hearts does the same kind of work on Blood on the Tracks.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Love that song.
Another unskippable record to consider, and again, I'm thinking about it right now, and I got to look it up because...
Tell me.
It doesn't feel unskippable to me, but you'll be able to do it. It's close. And he says, could be a segue to ranking it, which is going to happen soon, is Tapestry.
Yes, that is very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I hadn't considered it. I feel like...
Where You Lead.
Yeah.
Is a little bit Tin Pan Alley kind of stock.
Yeah. Yeah, Where You Lead. Because I love Way Over Yonder.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
I'm
just trying to think if there's anything else.
I mean, the first side is flawless.
Oh, of course. What's the last song on the record? Tapestry.
Like the last song on the record I think is Natural Woman.
That's not the last one, is it? Well, that's a masterpiece.
Because isn't it like, I feel the earth
I think the
so far
title
away.
track, Tapestry, I often sometimes skip.
Yeah.
A tapestry of many colors.
What's Smackwater Jack?
That's like more of a kind of bluesy rockin' one. Smackwater Jack, he had a shotgun. It's a good tune.
They often had shotguns, eh?
I don't know if it's... I don't think it's... I think I have skipped Tapestry, and I like Where You Lead because I like the groove of it.
Okay.
I think Tapestry's skippable to me, which may be very controversial, but sorry.
Will Brown, another patron, says, glad Page mentioned Is This It as an unskippable album. The first thing that he came to mind for him, And then he says, has to be the international version, though, with New York City cops instead of the one that was on the original Spider-Man. Duh, of course. You know, I appreciate the content, but it has to be the original cover, too.
We've gotten a lot because you haven't been online about Paige's episode.
Yeah,
a lot
amazing.
of people saying they agreed with everything she said.
Yeah, I mean, she's a straight shooter.
She knows
that's
her
for
shit.
sure. Yeah. And I'm joking, but I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't say that on the pod. Where I'm like, it has to be the pre 9/11 version.
Yeah.
Because they pulled New York City cops, as Will knows.
Sure.
And then last thing here, Sounds Abound, major entertainer and patron, says he's been dying. I don't know where Sounds Abound is. Actually, I don't even want to misgender. I don't even know what gender they are. Been dying to see Mapache for a long time, so is actually contemplating a ridiculous fly-in for the show.
Wow.
But alas, I can't swing it. Clap loudly for band on my behalf.
Sure.
Kind of weird, kind of cool.
Yeah.
If that ever happens, I'm in.
Well, I mean,
listen.
We've had patrons at our shows, and this will be a good show.
It's going to be a really good show. Do I need to buy tickets? Not because I want list. Is it going to sell out?
That I don't know. I don't think you'll be all right.
Okay.
But I don't know. I was going to say I just thought of another No Skips album.
Okay.
But this one 100%.
No doubt in my mind.
I don't know if you can count a live album. But if you can, Nirvana Unplugged in New York.
Greatest rock and roll performance of our generation.
Not a bad song. No,
millennial kind of.
Nothing you could even say is not good. It's perfect. Some people might say like Penny Royalty.
It's good.
But I love that one.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know. People think it's like...
Why? Because it's about like
because it's
singing
kind
about
of
abortion or something?
I think maybe Alex doesn't like that one or something.
Well, I mean, that's okay. It's really good.
To me, it's perfect.
Really, eh?
Yeah. Can't skip anything on there.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
All the covers are so good.
Oh, arguably the best part of the whole record. Yeah. The Meat Puppet stuff.
Yeah. Strange choices.
Then they bring it back to like all apologies.
His banter too.
Oh,
flawless.
That's good banter.
That's banter.
That's good banter. That's how you do it.
People are going to have to wait.
That's good stuff.
I mean, I've used that countless times.
Oh yeah.
On this podcast.
His story about asking David Geffen to buy Lead Belly's guitar.
Yeah.
See, if it's an anecdote that people want. Also, here's what I'll say. If you're Kurt Cobain, you could say whatever the hell you want. Okay?
Of course.
And because people will be interested.
Well, when you're that beautiful and smart, you can, and you've earned your stripes.
That's what I mean. It's only, and I don't mean to say that people's music isn't worthy, that they're not worthy as people, but your banter may not be worthy if you're not at that level.
You gotta,
if you're Paul McCartney at Glastonbury, read the menu from fucking Burger King. You know what I mean?
Well, he's vegetarian.
Well, or I don't know.
They have a bean burger in England.
Yeah, okay.
We got to get this data entry done.
Okay.
So we did Stevie Nicks. Because honestly, I want to get this out. I want to put this out like honestly, I want to put this out like last Sunday. So if that makes sense, Christopher Nolan style.
We are.
Yeah, exactly. But this is Wednesday. But I want to get this out to the patrons.
Oh, okay.
Last Sunday.
Okay, Bob Dylan.
He's got to have done well, hey?
Oh, he did, yeah.
Okay, back to ranking here. For anyone who didn't listen on Sunday, pay us $5.
Yeah.
And honestly, if you don't have that in your heart, if you'd rather pay Spotify, which you probably do to listen to this, actually, to be honest, but just pay us, please.
We've got people willing to board international flights.
Yeah.
To come and see us play.
Washington style.
Yeah. So I think you can probably afford $5 if you like the show.
What would Sounds Abound do? That's what you should think.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Hangability for Bob Dylan.
5.
Yeah, what was the reasoning for that?
Just kind of, he's too famous and,
There is a level of fame you get to.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm burning everything. No, they're doing good. I'll turn it off. There's a level of fame I think you get to. Shall I take these potatoes? Can I look? I'm just going to check them.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to check them.
What James was about to say is that there's a level of fame you can get to where it's not fun to be around you because everybody's hanging on and trying to like get near you and party with you, and you don't know what's real anymore. And so it's not like a chill hang. You can't go to a diner, get a burger, grab a beer.
Unless you're like on like a kind of Seinfeld style show where it's sanctioned and you go and get coffee, but it's like they like have to close off the
and
entire...
you wind up doing weird things like being in a hotel room while like members of Led Zeppelin are like doing things with a shark and a young woman, and then you're really uncomfortable.
Actually brings up a good point. Like with Bob Dylan, like I like to do with hangability, I would have paid money to be in a room when Stephen Stills came in coked up and started playing him like, I don't know, some like Draft Dodger like fake songs about like blues hammer stuff.
Well, yeah, that's pretty good hang if he's willing to play you All of Blood on the Tracks.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
also kind of your quintessential bad hang.
Yeah.
When Paul McCartney does that, you hate it.
Yeah, but Dylan would never do it.
He did it.
In the same way,
Famously always played tunes.
Yeah, but it's different because it's not got this like...
I think if Bob Dylan pulled out his guitar, if we were having beers, you would be annoyed. You'd be like, here he goes again.
Listen,
you know,
I'd give him a song, like one or two songs.
Yeah,
it's more the face and the attitude behind Paul McCartney doing it, which is suffocating the room. Dylan has something to say. Like all his songs, like have like stuff to say. Paul McCartney's just doing showbiz.
Right.
And I do loathe that. I really do.
Right.
I loathe people forcing you oppressively to listen to their like hot new beat combo song.
Right.
You know, and especially when it involves piano.
Yeah. See, I like the idea of music being part of socializing.
Yeah, but that's not socializing.
Well, at that time, there was a time it was when people have instruments around.
Hey, listen, Stephen Stills, that's
Laurel Canyon.
He did.
Pick up the guitar. You got a new. That's what they say. You got a new song. Let's hear it. Whatever.
That's different. You can arrange those kind of hangs.
Right.
But Paul McCartney won't even come into a room unless someone's put a grand piano there.
Sure.
He's famous for it. He did it at the Pacific Rim. Like,
right.
You know, where he's like, I'm going to like orchestrate going into a bar, pretending I'm just going to have a drink, but there's actually a piano there and I'm just going to rip on it.
Yeah.
Play like roll over Beethoven.
Yeah.
And then ultimately ruin everyone's night.
Well, I'm sure they all had a pretty good time.
I'm sure they all took a lot of photos and videos of it. I don't know if anyone listened.
Well, I know exactly what you mean, but I think at
those kind of impresario characters who are larger than life, Dylan wasn't doing that. He was, you know what he was doing? He was giving Stills a lesson in manners, quite frankly.
Right.
I would say. By being like, you come in here and play Love the Fucking One You With to me, much like Donovan, here's Love Minus Zero No Limit. Mm-hmm. Now go out and think about what you've done. That's like going to school. He was doing them a favor.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I don't need to hear Rocky Raccoon played live in front of my face whatsoever.
I wouldn't mind hearing that live.
I'd probably enjoy it. Bob Dylan, technical.
4.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
Natural.
10.
Live performance.
8.
Strong, but those early ones are just play it loud.
Commanding the crowd.
Commanding Stills. And what, Tim Drummond?
Newport, all that stuff. Amazing performer.
Cut the chords.
Yeah.
Sex appeal.
Also purely based on how many shows he's played.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's endurance,
but
he deserves it for live performance.
I mean, it's pretty bad when I've seen
now.
him. Yeah.
What are we at now? Sex appeal?
Yeah.
8.
Fashion.
Strong. Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah, I mean, strong looks.
100%.
Some really strong looks, especially the Kate Blanchett look.
Yeah.
Business acumen.
8.
Presumably
could be higher lately with this shit that he's been doing, selling all the stuff and the blowing in the wind.
I guess the reason he doesn't get higher is because he didn't sell his shit until recently, which means it could be higher because he never, other than the Victoria's Secret shit.
He could secretly be the best businessman in rock and roll.
I guess Victoria's
but he's hidden it.
Secret is she likes folk music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Eight's good.
Innovation.
10.
Just for the, you know what, Johnny, he gets a 10. This is a Frickian style. I'll do Frick for you. If Frick, because presumably at some point David Frick will start using our ranking system.
Yeah.
Probably in about 8 years when it's just standardized.
Yeah.
You know what he would say? This is Frick's, because he would take the ranking system. He'd have to come up with like sound bites. He'd say, innovation 10. You'd be like, Bob Dylan, innovation 10. Just for that first snare on Like a Rolling Stone. That's what he would say.
Yep.
Okay. Endurance.
Well, I mean, that's a great example. How about just putting a song that's 6 minutes long on a record at that time changed the world of music completely. Desolation Row, is 10 minutes long.
It clocks in at 10.
It's insane that he put that on an album in 1965.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting close with like Baby Blue, Gates of Eden, It's All Right Ma and stuff. They're all in like the 5-6 minute mark.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands.
No, but Like a Rolling Stone was a radio single.
Yeah, I know.
The radio played a 6-minute song. Yeah. That had never happened. Never.
Endurance.
That's a 10, buddy. Still going.
I mean, he survived that.
Legacy 10.
He survived that Chumley.
Yeah.
Vegas Storage Wars or like whatever. 82?
Yep.
He's one ahead of Smokey.
Yeah, I know.
How's that feel?
It's Bob Dylan.
There's probably a way I can there's probably a button I can press here to
I was hoping.
I'll look on Google.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Lou Reed.
That's what I got to do before I send this out.
Well, yeah, they have to be in order.
Okay, they're in order. Okay, no problem. Done.
Yeah. You just do the scores on the right and do like a totaling.
No, that's all set up on this sheet.
Yeah, but like where it puts the highest.
I just need to put them in order. Yeah, there'll be a
way to do it.
Yeah, it's Google Sheets. Listen, they've figured all this out.
Next, we've got Lou Reed. Some heavy hitters here.
Yeah, it's got really heavy. We figure out who the person we don't know is yet, because for everyone listening, we kind of got into it on the last episode. I don't want to give too much away. I think I do know who it is. We do, but we don't need to talk about it. By the time
this episode airs, we'll know because the patrons will have spoken.
Exactly. Someone will remind us because the piece of paper
has ripped on the name, and we don't know the hangability score and the technical ability score. We do know that fashion is 1. That's our biggest clue.
That's all we know. But we'll know because the patrons will come in and kind of let us know. So Lou Reed, hangability.
5.
Yeah. I mean,
same thing.
I mean,
plus he's a bit of a dick.
I feel like he's lucky to get a 5.
Yeah. No, I think he'd be all right.
Okay. Technical.
3.
Natural.
But he'd want to be low. Yeah.
Well, that's what we said with a lot of this
9.
stuff. He's kind of like a slightly less of a Bob Dylan.
Yeah, but he also doesn't give a shit about this.
No, he really doesn't.
He'd be like, I don't give a fuck what you score me. No. Fuck off. Yeah, so.
Live performance.
7.
Sex appeal.
7.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of talk of him kind of in leather, which I find particularly sexy, but fashion?
Fashion, 10.
Yeah, I mean.
No, 9.
Well, listen.
9.
Some of those...
9's good.
I think if I can remember correctly, we talked about this at length.
Yeah.
Because at the time that we were ranking, I was into these specific ubiquitous looks. Mm-hmm. And he has one. Like they invented a look.
Yeah. Like
the black turtleneck, sunglasses, leather jacket look.
Yeah.
And the Velvet Underground, that's... You go to any kind of Paisley Psych show, you're going to see someone,
of course,
dressed like Lou
Iconic.
Reed. Yeah.
Iconic.
They're going to have the haircut. Yeah.
9.
Business acumen. It's got to be 1 or something. 3.
5.
2. I guess we didn't know.
You did some stuff. We were saying
you know what it was?
Working with Bowie and Iggy.
Doing, and also... Iggy. Sanctioning a perfect day to it was like a number 1 in Britain and Bono sung on it and stuff.
I think he wanted hits, dude.
Famously.
Yeah.
He was living in Long Island as he'd be Steve Buscemi. If he hadn't done Transformer, He'd have been rolling up to those towers on that day.
Yeah.
Buscemi style. All Long Islanders did.
Yeah.
Innovation.
10.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Endurance.
5.
What's that?
It didn't do shit. Like, the 90s, like, they didn't even play at all. He hung out.
Nico ended up in Manchester, like, skagged out, just hanging out with John Cooper Clarke, which is really interesting. Legacy.
10.
Yeah, we're kind of in the real heavy hitters here.
There's nothing you can say.
He got a 70.
His legacy's, yeah, I know. It's pretty low, but he wouldn't give a shit. So it's fine.
He's just behind Neil Young.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, well, this is when we were kind of beautiful minding, like, this is working. This is working.
This is when, well, that's why I want to get back into it.
Yeah, I know, it's working, yeah.
Okay, who do you want to do next?
We'll just keep going because we're going to get them done. We've got 10 minutes.
Well, there's another mystery one here. Oh, that's Joni. No, we'll do Petty here.
Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Because we're just...
How long do we have?
10 minutes. We'll get through them all.
Yeah.
There's a couple on the back there, too.
Yeah, okay, well, we got to move then.
Hangability.
8.
Feels high.
He's a good guy.
Good guy, yeah.
Wilbury's angle.
That was it.
Yeah.
Technical.
5.
Natural.
6.
Yeah, he kind of gets up, you know, and we were saying at the time, you get a bit of both. Like, he's kind of evening out.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Although
good.
Technical, if Lou got 3 and he gets 5, feels a bit harsh. And natural being 6. If Stevie gets 8, it's just
for natural.
Little
7. 7 for Petty.
I
made a big argument with Petty that he's not doing anything fresh.
New, yeah. Innovation's an issue.
He's good,
yeah,
but he's just not. He's taking from all the great McGuinn,
100%.
all the people. So he's kind of like
he's repping them though. At least
soul. He's good.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, he's solid.
But he's not,
don't bore us. Get to the chorus in his own
Lou
words.
Reed,
no,
with that stuff.
No,
he's not changing the world.
You're totally right.
Yeah.
No, it's totally fair. Yeah. Live performance.
6.
See, that's tough because he did all that Dylan shit. He was.
But as a performer is what it's based on. He's good.
I think he's pretty good. I think we sold him short a little bit there. Sex appeal.
Lou Reed did all that rock and roll animal shit when he's got the makeup and the
I
fucking
know.
Yeah. What are we next on? Sex appeal?
Yeah.
5.
Again, we're really being a bit harsh on Tom here.
I'm fine with it.
Fashion.
This looks like a 6.
Yeah, because he's just kind of like average everything.
Good look.
Well, I mean, that like Damn the Torpedoes looks quite ubiquitous.
Leather jacket, you know.
Velour. No, it's a suit.
Oh, I'm thinking of a Hard Promises.
That's in Hard Promises. He's just like in a record store.
Yeah, in like a leather jacket.
Early on, like you're gonna get it, and the first record with Breakdown, he's in leather.
He looks good.
Business acumen.
That's
hey, listen. He did a.
That's a 9.
Yeah. Well, I mean, famously.
Yeah.
He did a lot with the face he was given.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think that needs to count.
I think that fashion could be 7. I think that the Heartbreakers look cool.
Didn't we say they didn't at one point? Innovation.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Innovation is 5.
Just right even keel.
Stand by that.
Yeah. Endurance.
Endurance 8.
Because he died.
Well, he just kept playing and kept making records. Yeah. Wildflowers, Full Moon Fever.
Died of a drug overdose, though. So
on the road, which I consider,
makes him A.
Yeah,
I like it that he got into his kind of like that late phase of his when he got into like, Persian rugs. Being like, if I'm going to do this, he was geared up to do it a long time. Because he had Persian rugs out there, kind of lamps. It always looked
8 feels high.
No, what? High?
He did die.
7. He died on the road, though.
Yeah.
He died playing.
Couldn't take it, though, could he?
Legacy.
I mean, we're going to get it. When we get to Harry, he's going to get it, too. But he gets bonus points because nobody partied harder. See, if you die, but if you're the hardest partying for like 20 years, you got to get some bonus points for that. Whereas Petty was not.
Yes.
Endurance 8 seems high, dude. If we're giving,
I just switched it to 7.
yeah, Van Morrison's still out there rocking. He got a 9.
Okay, it's legacy.
7 feels good. Legacy 8. That's nice.
We were quite gentle with him on legacy, so yeah, we can be a bit more critical with endurance.
Yeah. 64.
No. It's
Yeah.
a 67 here.
No, that's not.
So
correct.
let's go through it again.
Yeah.
Hangability,
8,
tech,
5,
natural.
6.
We up that to 7.
Oh,
But we'll take it back down if you want.
Yeah.
Live,
6,
sex appeal,
5,
fashion.
6,
Okay, we up that to 7. Should we
No,
pull it
no,
back
no,
down?
no,
Shane?
no, no,
Business acumen,
9,
innovation,
5,
endurance.
8, and 8.
He's got 7 and 8. It comes to 65. So
Okay.
we couldn't
Yep.
add.
I
at
like that
point.
score for
we
him.
had an adding issue.
Same
on
as
that one.
Stevie Nicks.
No, she's got 68. We
Oh,
bumped
well,
her
we
up.
upped her.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
whatever.
she's-
That's fine. She's better. Sorry to everybody who likes Tom.
Well,
Petty.
she's gonna win in terms on things like
I like
sex
Tom
appeal,
Petty.
fashion.
Okay, 65 is a good score.
It's
the fucking
respectable.
Beatles got 75.
I know.
Beatles.
Yeah, we're talking about the Beatles.
He's 10 worse than the Beatles.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Neil gets 73. Tom gets 65. I'm fine with
Are
it.
you kidding me? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want this to affect your performance.
Joni Mitchell.
Joni's got to be like this. Okay, yeah.
She's low, dude. We might have to do a little bit of re-ranking here because I've been listening to a lot of Joni lately.
Listen, she's my number one of
Yeah.
this whole
Okay.
thing. But we're talking.
Let's see what we did here, though.
Okay.
Hangability 8. Fine.
Yeah, except like that has to be judged based on like where she's at her peak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
8.
Because like she's not hung out with anyone for 30 years.
Yeah.
She's literally been living in like a catatonic state, smoking and making art with her cats.
No, Prime.
Prime, Amazon.
When people were
Prime.
hanging around at her house harmonizing.
Exactly. And she was like, "You're fucking losers.
Yeah.
I'm not harmonizing with you.
Yeah.
Go home."
Yeah.
Which is why she gets a high score for me.
Yeah.
She was like, "I'm going to go hang out in Vegas, play some jazz."
Yeah.
Stephen and David.
Vegas. Technical 6. We gave her one more than Petty and them because
One more than
she
Neil,
she's
too.
a good piano player.
Yeah, she can play.
I
she also plays the
I think
auto
she's a
harp.
bit better than Neil at
Yeah.
piano.
She plays the auto harp too, right? Famously.
A lot of open tuning on the guitar,
Yeah, which is kind of unique. She has a unique
but I
style.
don't know how strong she is in standard tuning.
Listen, there's no other record I can think of technically that sounds
And her voice
like
is quite
Hajira.
technical. Her voice is quite technical.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll
kinda-
give her the 6. That's
yeah,
cool.
Natural.
10.
Wow.
For
Neil
sure.
only got a 9. Live performance.
She's a 1 higher. She's Dylan level.
I agree.
Yeah. Live performance 5.
Yeah, she stopped playing, didn't she?
Well, and just she's not a
Fucking moping around.
She's not
up
a
there.
super enigmatic performer.
No.
I'm sorry.
I think we got
She's good, though.
Got a few messages about that one the first time. Sex appeal? Peak Joni?
Yeah, you know what? I'd like to up that to 6.
Neil
Like,
only got a 7 live. 5.
6 is good.
Dude, come on. Think about like Russ Never Sleeps.
I saw her singing-
Think about Trans, Neil.
Well, he should maybe be higher.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
but,
what I mean.
Well, let's look at some live performance scores here. Van Morrison, 7.
Well, he rips, dude.
Smokey Robinson, 7.
That's insane. Okay.
Neil Young, 7. Stevie Nicks and Bob Dylan get 8s.
What?
We fucked that up. This category.
No.
Mess.
Dylan for sure.
This category is a
No,
mess.
Stevie Nicks 8. Yeah, she's a performer.
Yeah.
She-
That's what she's good at.
Joni's not up there doing dancing and
No.
She's
She's not wearing tassels. She probably is wearing
I think
tassels.
that 5 is low though, dude. 6 feels good.
Paul Rogers only gets a 5.
That's fine.
He's all
She'd be
about
like a
it.
6. Like
Alright.
Carole King, I'd give a 6 too. Like when they have a piano on stage and they're just singing, it's beautiful. I
Okay,
love it.
Sex
6.
appeal.
Sex appeal 7.
That's it. Joni's banging.
8.
Fashion.
Let's go 8. Fashion, 5. We looked at photos. There's not much.
Yeah, I mean, she loses points as well for like infamously like doing like dressing in a pimp suit too in fashion.
I think we've talked about that.
Business acumen.
Business acumen. I don't think it's very high.
We were feeling a bit grumpy this day, I think.
Who is? We were. Business acumen 7. Feels fine.
Sure. Innovation.
Innovation 9.
Endurance. It's low.
Endurance is 5.
I mean, that's strong, honestly.
That's fine. She made a lot of good records, dude.
Legacy?
Legacy 10.
No, her this ranking's a mess now.
Why?
Because no, I mean, it's not for me, but she's like higher than Neil and he's still playing.
What do you mean? She's
74.
Well, we upped a couple there.
Yeah, I think we were right. We shouldn't be second guessing ourselves. Live performance is 5. It's not 6.
Okay.
She's the same as Neil.
Okay, fine.
And Neil's legacy score gets impacted by the fact that he's ponoing.
He's only 8 on legacy, but he gets a high business acumen.
Yeah, but his sex appeal is not anywhere near Joni's, and that's not. This isn't a.
All right, fair enough.
It just truly isn't. Just
fair enough.
Impartially.
Fair enough.
Her hangability feels high to me.
No, I think she'd be a good hang back in the day.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
we're gonna finish this off.
Yeah,
off the record.
Thank you.
On the QT, hush.
Thank you.
And we're gonna eat.
Yeah, let's eat.